Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Jack. Back again, bringing you Mythic Harjatan, and a quick guide, just everything you need to know about getting the boss down from a healer's point of view. Alright, for the first kill, I played Disc, and the second kill, I switched it up and played Holy for it. I definitely felt that Disc had a lot of big advantages for a fight like this, but it did require a lot of patience. And I think that's one area where Disc in Tomb of Sargeras specifically, because you are kind of working around your powered radiance charges and things like that, the patience factor is just so important to making sure that you are getting everyone topped off and dealing with any unpredictable damage and predictable damage as best as you possibly can. So the big mythic mechanic here is just going to the eggs, breaking the eggs, dealing with any of the murlocs and things like that that'll be spawning. The big focus that you have to do here, especially as a very proactive spec like this, is making sure that you are in position to split the damage from the unchecked rages while also having atonements out before any of the damage happens. So that kind of super balance that you need to be going for there is just definitely super important. In terms of raid cooldowns, we really didn't have too many issues overall. We just kind of set up sort of what we do for, I guess you would say, like our heroic clears, where we just say, okay, this person is going to be going first. They're going to be having this priority. They're going to call out when they use their CDs, and then we'll go from there. Because you have many times where the unchecked rages don't deal that much damage, really. They will be just, easily healed through, not really worth the cooldown. And then you'll have other times where splash debuffs are going all over the place, and you're really going to be needing raid cooldowns there. Because the fight's about 4.5 minutes, most healers with raid cooldowns, the Tranks, Aura Mastery, and like Divine Hymn, stuff like that, they're generally just going to be using it one time alone. So it's really not that big of a deal to min-max and try to get 2 raid cooldowns out of these crazy times and stuff like that. Most people are just going to have one use. So just make sure that you're using it at the time that is most beneficial to your raid group and everything like that. Of course, more important than ever, just to not get hit by any of these ads that are coming out, not be standing in any of the void zones. The splash debuffs can accumulate so rapidly, and the void zones really build up very quickly over the course of the fight. Of course, when he is in that frigid blows mode, he is targeting range to be dropping any of the puddles out. For us, again, it was our first kill. We were pretty helter-skelter, just having them all over the place. And as a healer, especially as, priest that's not overly mobile for either spec, you have to be very mindful of this, because the fight is very much based on your position at the exact same time. So you have to make sure that you are able to get in the proper position to split any of the unchecked rage damage while also preparing all the rest of your heals. So those were some of the big factors that, for both Disc and for Holy, those are things that always take a lot of practice and, is more of a challenge on your positioning and on your awareness than anything else. As you get deeper and deeper into the fight, this is definitely a really nice time just to be having any kind of like mobile raid cooldowns and things like that, because, as you're seeing here, I'm running huge arcs around the room to make sure that I'm getting away from any of the void zones. And soon after the unchecked rage is there, then there's going to be more of his frigid blows, where it's going to be all the splash debuffs are going to be really hurting, so much. So try to keep an eye on the people with splash debuffs. Really watch your own feet as the boss is just pulsing AoE or sucking in any of the void zones and stuff like that. Overall, the fight has reused a lot of mechanics just from other raid encounters we've already seen in Legion. It's just kind of following up on that and continuing, more or less your practice of what you've been doing over the course of the fight. So for us, of course, like I said before, healed. Holy felt a bit more comfortable, but I think it was a little bit more about my comfortability with the fight in general. I think Disc specifically, I could have been a lot more patient with, and all too often I was pretty content just to be using powered radiance charges whenever I kind of felt like it. But if I was more disciplined with it, I would definitely be using my powered radiance charges or my raptures and things like that, specifically for the unchecked rages, and making sure that every single time that any of those things were going out, that every single time I would be blanketing with atonements, and I'd go a little lighter on applications for atonement, stuff like that in between. It's very tempting to be using your powered radiance charges, of course, on any of the people that have splash on them and stuff like that. But over the course of the fight, long term, you really, as a Disc Priest, want to be dealing with those unchecked rages and make that your top priority over everything else. Hope you guys enjoyed this quick look at Mythic Harjatan. Let me know if you guys have any kind of questions in the comments below. My UI links, the link to the logs, of course, everything like that is going to be linked in the description as well, so be sure to check that out. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you all found it helpful. I'll catch you all next time.